Good evening, ma'am. Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening. I'll start in 5 to 10 minutes. Okay.
Okay, ma'am. Okay, thank you.
So, can we start?
Yes, ma'am. 20 students have joined. They are in the class, ma'am. Most students are in the class.
Will they come?
Yes, ma'am. They are sitting in the class, ma'am, in the same.
Okay, so they
Class.
are there in the. I thought there's in some other class. Okay, fine. No issues.
Yes.
So we will start today. Okay. So, good evening to all of you. We are just going to start the session as we discussed in the last class. The today's session will be basically on no code AI. I will give you some demo also, and let me also try to give you some kinds of exercises if you want, or example in the form, not exercises. Maybe you can try out yourself and you can see that. Okay, just give me a few seconds. I'll just share the slides with you. So today's session, students are divided into two parts. The entire 70-80% of the session will be on the no code AI, where I will be teaching you through certain tools. I will take you through that, and I will teach you that how do you, use no code AI platform. Some platform I will tell you, and you have to just feed certain data, train the model, and how does it work, and what is the use of it, where do we use it, when do we use it, and if the time permit and if we have some time, we will also look into something called, which is very picking a huge wave nowadays, which is called generative AI. Okay. So generative AI or predefined generative AI, which one example of that is the chat GPT and all those kinds. So we will have these kinds of two session divided into two part. Okay, just give me a few seconds. I'm just trying to do something. Okay, okay. So let me share the PPT. Let me first open the PPT. Fine. So let's start today. And if you can be in front of the computer and if you can try out with me, maybe you will find it more interesting. You have, Shweta, you have disabled the screen sharing. Can you enable that?
I've enabled it, ma'am.
Thank you. Okay, fine. So let's start, students. So we are going to deal with a very interesting part of the AI. You might be learning a lot of things in the AI. There are a lot of sessions which even I also took one session where I told you about certain application of AI, and then it was found that a lot of AI sessions was happening. So I shift. But this is something which is very interesting and which you will not be taught in any of the courses related to artificial intelligence, and we are going to learn about that. Okay, so let's start with this. So when we say no code AI, and what do we mean? uh, is means that we can't code or there is a problem. So let's start with AI. You all know that AI in is used in various application in every field of business or every field of our day-to-day life, whether it's an autonomous vehicle or it's a sales and marketing, it's finance, it's such as HR, operations, all are built using data. Okay, all are built. And AI base is data. AI can't work without data. Okay, so it need a data to work on that and think on that. So not just any data, but the data that bring business acumen of person like you, who knows how to delight a customer, how to solve a business problem. So what happens, a human expertise also have knowingly or unknowingly recorded or unrecorded data are used to draw insight from that, to drive a business acumen for that. So what if I tell you that you don't need a data scientist, or you don't need to be a data scientist or engineer to build an AI for your business? You can build it with zero coding. That is where I am going to focus today. That's a promise of no code AI platform. So in this particular session, what we are going to do is, what we will learn that what is no code AI and what is not no code AI, because we have to learn both. What are the limitation of no code AI platform? What it can do, what it cannot do, where it can use it, it can be used, when can you use it, and when you can't use no code AI, because there are certain limitation of that. Okay. And what are the easy step I will tell you with, I will take you to a platform of Google. A very almost many companies have with no code AI tool, a platform. Sorry, I will tell you main famous one. You can try it. Some of the features, most of the features are free of cost. You can try that. So, what are the steps to build no code AI? AI models. So, this particular session which I'm taking, and I'm going to take example, I'm going to take example of one of the domain of AI, which is computer vision, and also a part of machine learning into it. And we will see 2 or 3 examples in the platform, and it will help you in understanding that how a business can choose a no code AI platform, just feed data into it, train the business model to make the right kind of outcome or output. Okay, so let's get started. Okay. So when we are talking about no code AI, it's not I'm talking about anything like a magic wand that suddenly you do, because everybody, when we talk about artificial intelligence, everybody think that it's a magic wand which is going to do anything out of the way and anything unimaginable, right? Anything unimaginable is magic. So it is not like that. It is just an idea which is generated from the human mind, and that idea need a support of human expertise, a human knowledge base, which is expertise knowledge base, as well as the data. This has to be feeded for any platform or any AI platform to work better. So there are a lot of tools which are existing nowadays. Certain kinds of tool, I will give you a demo in this particular session, because one of the major important element of AI, without that the AI doesn't work, is the data, historical data or any kind of a data. And more number of or better data sets you have, better is the prediction you can give, better is the result or the outcome of AI. Okay, like for example, when we say that we want to learn something, and there is a saying which says little knowledge is dangerous thing. Why do we say that? Because anything we know little bit about that, we we don't become expertise, we take decision on basis of that particular little knowledge. Most of the time we may go wrong. So similar thing happen with an artificial intelligence, that more data you feed, and the more accurate data you feed and the correct data you feed, you first should know that what kind of data to be feeded, and better is the result of that, better is the accuracy of the outcome of that. Okay, so I will be taking you to the platform called Kaggle also, where you can find the data set, because most of the time the problem which comes in the mind of the students, researcher, or a trainer like me, see, companies will have data with them, their own data, or they may sometime also have a mean to collect their external data. But what about the people like students, teachers, trainer? Where will they get the data? If they don't get the data, how will they test their model, the AI model, and get the results? So these site, I will be taking you to those sites also, and then we will be learning about how the AI work with those kinds of site, how no code AI is also a kind of a skill which is needed nowadays for jobs. So when you are looking for a job, there will be lakhs and lakhs of people who might have learned Python, who might have learned various kinds of coding. How are you different from them? So you can be different, and then you are competing with robots, right? who have a better expertise domain, because they can collect, like for example, nowadays you don't even know, I'm sorry, I'm not scaring you, but you don't require a programmer to do coding. You just go to chat gpt 3, or maybe it is now chat gpt 4 which is going to come, and maybe in few months you may have chat 100 version, chat gpt 100 version. And this gpt is actually a place where you don't require a developer. You just say, I want to develop for example, a chatbot using python, and it will develop the code for you. So those are the things, those are the world in which we are entering. So if we only kind of competitive advantage we have, if we are different from those 100 or 1,000 or lakhs of people. And how do we make ourselves different? Knowledge. Knowledge is power. Skill is power. So you know AI, you know Python, you know how to do coding, you have done. And how do you build? From the first day itself, students, I'm telling you, if you are looking for a better career, only knowledge and certificate is not going to give you any leverage. There are hundreds and thousands of people who would be standing in a line for the same job, who have the same kind of skill set what you have. Difference, what create a difference is the kind of projects you have done. Even though if you say, no, I'm not experienced, I've not worked in a company, freshers also get. And that's the reason why universities nowadays, all good universities are focusing on research, life project, everything. In our college also, we have, from undergraduate program onwards, we have something called project centric learning, and we have a full subject on that, where a student can, from any stream, can take any kind of and do interdisciplinary research and develop a working model. You can go for patent, you can go for publication. So you also should focus your entire learning to come out with certain life projects, certain publications, and certain kinds of working product model. If you can come up and you can show, I'm not saying that you should sell that also. Selling is not an issue here. The main idea behind that is that what you have learned, you have you have developed an ability to apply that, and that comes only in the form of projects. Okay, so let's go forward. So when we are talking about no code AI, what is no code AI? No code AI is again nothing but it is a set of technology tools that help you to build AI to power all aspects of your business. Whatever aspect of your business you have. Are you in HR? You are in marketing? You are in operation? You are in production? You are in IT? Or you are a coder? Or you are an ethical hacker? Anywhere, wherever, whichever field or whichever domain you're working in, you need to, and it will help you. The no code AI will help you. For that, you require no zero coding knowledge. Okay. So as the name says, it requires zero coding. That means no Python, no R, no coding whatsoever. So no code AI is a technology that is built using an easy using web or mobile interface. Even in mobile also you can try if you can work. I'm more comfortable working with a laptop or a desktop. So it's just like a spreadsheet. What I teach my students, I tell my students, learn from basics, then go to a complex thing. Build your basic first. And how do you build your basic? For example, even for data analytics, even for AI also, you first make yourself expert, or you learn advanced Excel. I tell you, students, advanced Excel courses are available everywhere. It is free also on YouTube or anywhere. Excel is one of the most important software which build a base for you for every other thing, even for coding. And now GPT-3 is going to come and get inbuilt into Microsoft Office. And when it get built, there are a lot of things which is going to change. So spreadsheet you can just simply enter a data into spreadsheet. And from spreadsheet, you can import that data and train AI or build a AI model and come out with a desired outcome. So when I'm talking about artificial intelligence, there are many applications, where we can use no code AI. For example, voice assistant like Alexa, with whom you interact, or Siri on your mobile phone. It would be a facial recognition system also, where you can use that. Okay, so this is an example. So it can be a voice recognition system, it can be a facial recognition system, or if you are working in a factory, it can be a predictive maintenance system where AI can tell in advance whether your machine is going to fail in future or not. So before it stop working, you know that after a few days your machine will stop working, it will stop the production. Production stop means you're not going to deliver on time to the client. That means loss of revenue, loss of business, and competitor take advantage of that. So it can be used, the possibilities are endless. So no code AI can be used for a lot of things. It can be used for something like building an AI that can predict whether an aeroplane part will fail before the people board on a plane. Okay, like I just give an example here. I cannot uh, uh, show you all the example, but few examples I will just show you today on the platform. So you, before a flight takes over, the life of so many people are in the hand of the entire, not only the pilot, but the entire airline, entire, or even the government. So it's very important that you try to find out if something goes wrong. You can predict that. So you can replace it with a different plane. Suppose if there is some problem, you can replace it with a different kind of a thing. So you can do that. So you can get AI to build target list of sales to call customers also with, possibly you can understand that who are the customer who will be more interested in buying your products. Because how many times you have seen that you get a call from a call center and suddenly they say that I'm calling from somewhere. Initially there was a way to find out was that if the number ends with 000, you will say, okay, this is coming up the call center, right? So nowadays the people, they also know the customer mindset, and they give a number to a particular customer, so it will look like a number, particular person, a private number calling you. You take up the call and you become frustrated and you drop. You will listen to the call only when it is interested to you. You are planning to buy that product or services, then only you are going to listen and you're going to talk, otherwise you cut the phone. So this same mentality or mindset is known by the people in the organization. And how do they know that whom should they call? They cannot randomly pick up a database and start calling everybody who's interested, who was not interested. They call on the base of what you're searching, there's so many factors, and they find those data, and that data tell them that these are the people who would be interested in your product and service, and you give them a call. So no code AI is a hammer, a tool for you to nail your customer problem to the ground instead of losing your customer or getting, giving irritation to your customer. So let us look at a very quick example, which I will show you the same example I'm going to show you in the platform. I will do this example in the no code AI platform and you will understand what I'm trying to make. So let us understand this, a quick example of this. You know that dogs and also mops. Okay, dogs, animal, mop with which you clean the house. So now you see there is a photograph of this dog. Clearly you can make out that this is a dog. This photograph, second photograph, if you see, you can clearly make out there is a lot of distinguished features between the dog and the mop, right? And anybody without any kind of a training can understand, identify and classify this as a dog, this as a mop. What if we have a third picture? If you look, a dog which looks like a mop, which has a characteristic and which has a resemblance of a mop. So can AI be trained to classify? This is very easy for AI to train because you can feed on n number of pictures or the datas or the images of dog, n number of images of mop, and train the AI model to classify. So if you put a picture of a dog, it will classify it as a dog. And when you put a picture of a mop, it will classify it as a mop. But what if you put a picture like this, where a dog looks like a mop? can it still recognize and classify that it is a dog or a moth with 100% accuracy, and what kind of accuracy? So let us now learn how to use no code AI to build an AI to tell you the difference, even if it is a very slight, minute difference. And there, where we use one technology or technique of AI called neural network in computer vision. The neural network can identify a very minute difference in the between, suppose in the terms of computer vision, which even can't be identifiable by the human vision. Human visions are not so good enough. Maybe sometimes the AI vision are so good. So during the time of the surgery, it happens that a neural network can differentiate between a healthy cell and a cancerous cells, which in case the naked eye, through the eyes, you can't understand. Okay, this is like, for example, if I tell you the brain surgery, the neurosurgery is one of the most critical surgery in the world. There was a time when I think some 15 years back, neurosurgery, the brain tumor used to be one of the most critical disease, or critical or most serious among the brain, among the cancers. Reason being, the brain cell, it has a very peculiar kind of a characteristic. The cancerous brain cell, which is called tumor, unlike any other cancer in any other part of our body, looks is not connected, or it's not attached to one body organ. If you have a stomach cancer, if you have a lung cancer or any cancer, it is easy identifiable because it is stuck to that. So you can find out the cancerous growth there. But brain tumor keep on shifting its place. The second characteristic, unique characteristic, is that it look exactly like a healthy brain cell. So what used to happen? The surgeon will take a MRI and will, during the operation time, it will identify, because the brain tumor keep on shifting its place, it is not connected or it is not attached to one particular or place. It will shift, keep on shifting and shifting its position. So the time when they have taken the MRI, wherever is the brain tumor located in the MRI, the brain surgeon will make a cut and try to remove that. And in because the brain tumor cell look exactly like a healthy cell, human eye can't make a difference. In case by chance, if the brain tumor has shifted the place and the brain surgeon touches the healthy cell, the patient immediately used to die. So mortality rate was very high during that time. Now, with the help of AI and Da Vinci surgery, I don't know how many of you have heard about it. In India also, it's very common. A lot of Apollo Hospital, all these hospitals do this robotic surgery called Da Vinci surgery. Okay. So what they do is, with the help of neural network software, now they can differentiate between a healthy cell and a brain cell and the exact position of the brain tumor. So during the time of the operation, in case if the surgeon is trying to touch a healthy cell, which will result in the death of the person, immediately there's an alert. He will never by mistake also touch, because neural network will be have a ability to differentiate between a healthy brain tumor cell, healthy cell, and a tumor cell. So this is the advantage of neural network technique of AI, right? Computer vision neural network. So neural network, I just gave out of the way one example of that. So what we are going to do is, we are going to try that ourselves by taking an example on a particular site. And this site which I'm using, there are a lot of sites which I will tell you, but I like this site much. This is a Google site and it's a free site. Okay, just give me a few seconds. So I want all of you, I will put it in the chat box also, this site address. It's called teachablemachine.withgoogle.com. Okay, so just give me a few seconds. I'll put it in the chat box. Please make a note of this, all of you. It's a very important site. And believe me, if you tell when you go for an interview that I can do this and I have learned how to use a no-code AI tool also, and you talk about that, you will have an added advantage over the others. Okay. So I've put that. So it's called Teachable Machine with Google.com. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you this example now after a few slides. Because before you understand the example or whatever example, and then I will give you also some exercise, you can do it. What happens that this particular example which I'm going to take is the dog and mop only, where I will train an AI model with the data sets, the images of dogs and images of mops, and will train the AI, the machine with the machine learning and all, without any coding, how to classify a dog as dog and mob as mob. Okay, so we'll see that after a few slides. So this session will happen. But before we go for that particular exercise, it is very important, students, to learn that what are the possibility and limitation of no code AI platform. Okay, what is possible with no code AI and what is not possible. So I'm going to tell you now what is possible with no code AI. No code AI is a tool that helps you bring your business knowledge of your customer into data in the form of image, sound, video, text, number to train AI. What does I mean to say by that? I mean to say that whatever is, when you join a company, obviously a company has taken you because you have certain knowledge, you have certain experience, and you can work with that. Then company also train you, and after training you know how to do it, what to do, how to do, right, when to do. All those things the company train you. You're a trained employee, and your expertise will keep on improving from your experience. As you grow old with new technology out of the way, you learn new techniques. You will also learn something which is not taught to you by the company or not learned by, but you learn through your experience. So you develop a domain expertise. That expertise, which is the explicit knowledge you have, that particular knowledge which is non-coded, right? Nobody can code actually the entire knowledge of the expert. Otherwise, we would have, coded the knowledge of Steve Jobs, who was one of the best ever marketing expert available in the world. He knew how to sell even a thing which is available free of cost. He could have sold you even the air which is free of cost given to them by the, and made you believe to buy those air. Okay, so that expertise of a human knowledge, the human knowledge or the expertise with the data, if you use the no code AI, can help you in training a model or developing a model and come out with a desired outcome. So let us see an example here. Okay, let's take 4 people in different 4 employees. Let's start with Isha. Isha is working in accounting, and she can use her knowledge about the past audit accounts. We have a lot of audits and all those. Let's say she is using her past account knowledge about past audit to build an AI. She has this project to predict which customer may default on their customer payable. What is the job of account? Account payable, account receivable. You have to receive the account, you have to pay. So it is very important to predict that which is, through her knowledge, her past knowledge and whatever experience she has, she can almost predict with an accuracy that which customer can default on the payment or a customer payable. Now, with that particular knowledge, she can use and build an AI to predict that same thing. So the AI will be trained on her knowledge and with the data set which she's providing. Let's take the other example. Okay. So Teju Mat is in engineering, right? Like you all. And she can look at how customer use. She's in a marketing. She is being actually told how to engineering department in the product company, how to make a better product, how to improve a product which customer will be willing to buy, right? So she can look at customers use your product to get AI to help her build better product. She can use AI to understand what are the features which can be built into the existing product to improve the product experience or the customer experience and the product salability. Okay, so she can use her expertise to build AI on that. Let's take an example of Sam. So Sam is in the customer support. Sam can build with the AI a chatbots which can answer the most commonly asked question, the frequently asked question by the customers. And he know that from his experience in the customer services that what are the most frequently asked questions, and he can build an AI to do that. And there can be certain questions which can be not be which can be little new, but because of the expertise knowledge which he can build into our data, he can feed into AI, he can predict the answer for that. Okay, let's take one more example. Nahan, he can build an AI who is in a marketing department actually. So he can build an AI to tell what is the best channel for communication with the customer if he want to target or he want to go for a marketing campaign, whether a traditional marketing channel like television, radios, or print ad, all those are good, or a digital channels like SEO or maybe social media marketing, all kind of thing. So you can use that particularly to understand that. Okay. So no code AI can help you build AI across all department using your knowledge of customers. Let's take a minute to see what all these applications have in common. Okay. So these are all problem that you face in your day-to-day business, right? I told you whatever problem I told you are faced by any company, whether small, big, or medium size. And every company is now using a data to solve those problem. So let us think about the problem they are trying to solve. Let us can you solve these problem with a prescribed set of steps, and can you build that step into programming? Like, for example, sales forecasting, which you're seeing in the slide. Okay, so let us look at the sales forecasting. So if you want to figure out what your quarterly sales are from your monthly sales data, right? You want to predict from your monthly sales, what can be your quarterly sales data? Sometime when you are basically fixing a target, sales target for your customer, for your employees, or for your marketing department and sales department, then how do you do that? You predict from your past performance, sales performance, and you predict that which particular, how is it going to be in demand. So you do demand analysis, you do so many kind of analysis. So you're going to predict now, get the quarterly sale from your monthly sales data. So what you're going to do, you will simply add them up, very simple, and you can run some number again, you can get the same answer. So this is called a prescriptive problem. A prescriptive problem means where you know how to find a solution which is very well defined, has a very well defined SOP, right? Which has a very well defined steps. Do this, and you arrive with this problem. There is no data science, or there is no, hard and fast rule in that. So it is a set of steps that you do over and over again. And these are something which are daily routine work. You can do the same thing in Excel also. There is not a big thing that why you need a AI to do this. But let's say you want to look at your sales data from this year, and suppose for quarterly sales, you can use Excel and come out with that. Okay. But what about if you want to use the past year data and want to predict the forecasting, do the sales forecasting for next year, right? So if you want to do the forecasting for the next year, you would build your forecast based on the factors like, for example, you will have, so I have told you all these kinds of stuffs, right? So you have to you have to know that how do you predict the next year sales forecasting? How do you do that? What are the factors which are responsible for the sales performance? What are the factors which you will be including? Like, for example, in data analytics, we call variables. So what are those kinds of factors which will help you in doing the forecasting? So your forecasting will be based on the factors, maybe like seasonality, in which season it is more in demand, product line change, market change, consumer behavior change, like for example, COVID-19 and all those kinds. So that would be what we called something called predictive analytics. Prescriptive is something which is like from monthly sales, you come out with quarterly sales. Because you're just putting some formula and adding up and come out with a monthly. You know that, what are the steps? And you never go wrong in that. Because there are prescribed step, routine problem, every day you do that. But so what is prescriptive in this? The prescriptive is something, predictive is something where you use the data again and you forecast. The accuracy can sometimes can be 90% or sometimes can be between 90 to 95%. But 90 to 95% prediction is very good. So if you use your knowledge, let's say about one, let's take the Isha example in accounting. If she can use her knowledge about the past audit and predict that who are the customers in the next 1 year will not do the payment. Next month, they will not do the payment and all that you can find out. But for 1 year prediction, if you want to do, those are called the predictive problems. So prescriptive problems are very easy to define because you have a defined steps. You have you know what data is required to come out with the solution with a particular outcome because you have done that step over and over and you get the same kind of answer. You can use simple tools like Excel and anything like that. Those are called. So you don't need an AI to solve prescriptive problem. So if you are doing a predictive problem like sales forecasting, or maybe if you are doing something like you want to know that how many customers would likely to leave your services in future in next 1 year, those are called prediction based on your past data. So prediction is, so there are those are the kind of the problem that AI and no code AI is solving at. So prescriptive problems are best, which are repeated, which require a huge volume of historical data, and predictive problem also require huge volume of past data, historical data. But predictive problem basically is more about forecasting, more about fixing a target, more about futuristic. Okay, so looking back at that some of the cases, then again I must tell you that both prescriptive and predictive you require data, right? Historical data. Okay, so let us now look at that, when to use no code AI tool. Okay, when are you going to use a no code AI tool? Because no code AI tool is best when you have prescriptive problems. I'll give you an example, so don't worry about that what ma'am is talking. Maybe you might have heard about it, but then don't worry about prescriptive and predictive. I'll give you an example and show you personally. So no code AI is a tool to build AI for a kind of a problem where you have a well-defined knowledge base, where you are an expert. So when you look at what no code AI can do, is there anything which no code AI can't do? Because as I said already before that, I showed the same slide to you, where I said AI is not a magic wand for you to do a job of a data scientist. So no code AI is also like that. It's not a magic wand. You just feed a data and come out with it just trained a AI model and it comes out with a desired outcome. No code AI cannot help you solve a problem for which you do not have any answer. You do not have a solution. It cannot think for you. You have to give the thinking to the no code AI. So that's a limitation of no code AI. So no code AI is a tool to make you build quick AI for one particular type of problem where you are the expert, you know the steps to solve the problem. It works only where you have the area of expertise and you can feed that area of expertise in the form of knowledge base. Okay, so no code AI again work when you cannot find a route to also work in a situation where you cannot find a right tool to solve a problem for which you know the answer. Okay, sometimes you're confused, but then you say, for example, let's say like that you have the idea of digital marketing tools, you have an idea of traditional marketing tool, also everything, you're an expert in that, but you're getting confused that what should I use? Should I use a digital marketing tool in this, or should I use a traditional media? What should I try? So you know the solution, But at the same time, you are a little confused. You don't know what is the right choice you can make. And every choice costs money. So no code AI is available again. If we talk in a very technical language, so no code AI is available for supervised learning, right? What is supervised learning? All of you know that, but again, I will revise it. Like supervised learning is the AI algorithm which take the data and which feed the prescribed steps in the form of the coding or whatever non-coding also, and it gives you a prescribed answer. That means prescribed problems. Okay, so let me just take you through one example. Okay, and this example is so this is a photograph which you can see image of a good apple, and there is an image of a rotten apple. So the first picture is a good apple and the second picture is a rotten apple. Now, when you hold an apple in your hand, you can look from all the sides and you can easily make out by looking at it which is a good apple and which is a rotten apple. You can spot a rotten apple in also in a basket of apples, right? You can look at the basket of apple with 12, 15, 20, or maybe 50 also. And you can easily segregate the good apples and the bad apples. You can do that. But what about, can you spot rotten apples in an orchard? Orchard of 10 acres, thousands and thousands of apples, to pick the right one from there. So many trees, so many apples. Can you go one by one and can you look? It is not possible, right? Time consuming, you can say, but it's not possible. Or maybe take a scenario, there is a huge warehouse with thousands and thousands of baskets or the the box of apples for shipment to retailers. Can you spot and can you separate rotten apples and the bad apples, good and bad apples? Okay, so we definitely want it because see, we don't want to sell a bad apple to a retailer because ultimately it is going to cost us. It is going to make us lose our business. So if you are a farmer, retailer, or a wholesaler, there's a a line of a food chain, a supply chain. So what do we do? Can we use no code AI to build a AI to spot the bad apple in the farm or in the warehouse? Like as I said that a human vision is best when there are few numbers in it. When the number increases and when the quantity of data, which we say big data, is there, so same expertise where a human eye is limited to a limited data set, can it be applied in a bigger data set and same knowledge or same expertise and same characteristic? And can we spot in the big data set, for example here, from orchard or sorry, and from a warehouse, the bad apples from the good apples? So we can use, it is very easy to do that to using no code AI. Why? Because we, as I said, this is a prescriptive problem where we know, it is not like we don't have an idea. We are not trying to come out with a solution where we try to say that which are the apples in this lot which are going to get rot. That also we can tell, but not to an extent where we say that how much time care do we require to preserve certain knowledge we can take to with not accuracy. So here it is very easy to understand with a particular knowledge expert how to spot rotten apple from the good apple, and that can be built. So we can use a model, AI model. We can build a AI model with no code AI, in this case using something called supervised learning model. Okay, and supervised learning model is the model where you know the answer, you know the step, and you can train AI to work up with a bigger data, because you can work with a smaller data. I just gave you example to make you understand what I'm trying to tell you. Okay, so now no code AI has become a hammer to nail the problem in this case. Okay, so no code AI work when you find the right tool to solve your problem with the right expert knowledge. Okay, so very important point. I'm going to explain you the steps and all. So if you look at the no-code AI process, you have data collection, your model training, model testing, result analysis, and workflow integration. So we'll see all these kinds. Let's go back to our example again and try to understand what are the steps for building no-code AI before I take you through the, the demo of the platform. We need to understand this. That's the reason I'm spending time on this. So what are the three basic steps to build no-code AI? So let's take this business application in sales, marketing, engineering, and customer support. Let's take these four departments. Okay. And then we will take warehouse and retail also, the example of rotten apple and good apple also. We'll take that example. So let's do an exercise to take the business problem and get it ready to build a no-code AI to solve that problem. Okay. So pay attention now, because from now onward, whatever I'm going to tell you will, make you use that platform and understand and do it properly. Okay. So as I said, that no code AI work very well with supervised learning. Unsupervised learning, it has limitation. It doesn't work. It doesn't work with the accuracy. Okay. So any particular business problem which you think can be solved by a prescriptive set of data, which I said it can solve only prescriptive problems. Predictive, little difficult, but it can be also be solved. So let us look into this. So prescriptive problem means what problems? Already I explained you, which has a set of steps. You can solve it with a regular computer. You don't require the support of AI for this problem. If the problem is predictive, okay, you don't need AI for that. But if the problem is predictive, then AI can help you in solving the problem. Okay. For example, in this kind is like recognizing a face, person face, as one of the 7 billion face in the world as predictive problem. For example, whenever you might have seen, especially in US, it happens that they have camera all over everywhere to monitor. Even in India, we have. But the difference is that in US, they have facial recognition system. Why they keep that is because when the camera is catching the face, so many millions and millions of people are passing by, and so many cameras are there. Every camera is recording the face or catching the face. They're not recording, they're catching. And as soon they send an alert only when a particular face match in a database to a particular face which has some criminal record or which are suspicious. So imagine lakhs and lakhs of camera operating, capturing huge data that as an input of million of passerby, and um, matching it with a huge database in the back end, and trying to find out a similarity. And if there is a similarity, alert the related department. So this is something called prediction, because huge database is required. You know the solution, but here the human people can't help. It's not very easy to do with the human eyes and vision. So recognizing a person face in 7 billion people in the world is a predictive problem. So predicting if a machine part, also in a machine, predicting if a machine part will fail based on historical data from past year maintenance record is again a predictive problem. You have a past record which says that if the machine has these issues, if the machine is making this kind of a noise, if the machine parts are becoming little worn out or something like that, or if it is like this, if it is showing this error or that error, or it is becoming slow, whatever it is, so many data of past machine failure is feeded into AI to predict in advance whether those symptoms, when it is recognized with that historical data, whether a particular machine is going to fail in future and for what purpose. So that's a predictive problem and perfect for AI to solve. Once you have your business problem, then we follow the 3 steps process to build an AI model. The step 1 is, now we'll start with the step 1 problem. Step 1 problem is identify what is your business problem you want to solve. Okay. Describe the pain point, why it is important to solve. Okay. Who are the people who are impacted in that? Okay. So identify a customer to, for example, like I'll give you one example over here. Okay. So what is a business problem you are trying to solve here? Suppose you want to solve a business problem that include, for example, a business problem, we want to identify which are the set of customers to whom we can send a promotional coupon, discount coupon. Let's say it's an e-commerce company and you want to identify out of your million customers, who are the people who are most loyal to you and who are the people who can spend, and you want to send only to those set of people some promotional or discount coupon, right? This is your campaign. This is a marketing department campaign and they want to, select the right set of people. Okay. So for that, the right set of people have to be selected, which will impact the revenue, which will also impact the conversion rate from this campaign. So you can start by solving this problem by looking at the past year campaign list. When you did the similar kind of campaign for maybe some other product or something, and it was a successful campaign, right? Failure campaign data is also important. It will tell you what you should not do. Okay. Now, so you can just find out identify those customer. It will help you to send proposal. You can look at the last year campaign list, look at those factors which have made your campaign successful. Okay. Now, the second step, first step is identify the business problem. Second step is whether it is, I'm talking about no code here, whether to solve, whether you can solve this with no code or not. Step 2, write out why the solution of this problem is predictive. And remember, if you can list the step to solve the problem, okay, if you can list the step to solve the problem, and it can be solved by a program, a simple normal coding program, which can give you 100% accurate result. It's a prescriptive problem. It's not predictive. So think about whether the problem is predictive and required. As I said, prescriptive doesn't require AI, predictive required AI. So if the problem is predictive, it requires an AI to look at lots and lots of historical data. More data you feed, better is the accuracy of the result, because it will not be 100% accurate. So historical data to understand which set of customers in this case will have a higher probability to click on your coupon and use that coupon in your campaign and buy something. So that is the second step. The third step in this is list all type of data you have related to the problem that you could possibly use to train your data. You need to collect all kind of data which is required to give you accuracy in your result. For example, you might, in this particular example of the campaign, you might use the previous data set from the marketing campaign, right? You can also use a marketing past campaign record. You can use marketing forecastings also. So what we want to list all kind of a data which can be useful to solve a particular problem. You have to identify those data. Okay. So now we will see the examples. So I told you about 3 steps to build a computer vision. We are actually using here the problem of computer. Most of the no-code AI platform, no-code AI platform can use both the all kind of data in all format, whether it's a text data, number data, or image data. But I'll be giving you example of the computer vision data. Okay, here. So now you all know the 3 steps, that what is your business problem, whether the problem is predictive or not, and identify the data which can solve that particular problem. So you have now decided that let's say you come out with a solution that it's a predictive problem and require AI. And you also identify that what kind of data you require. Okay. So after doing this, so you have identified what's the problem in the first step, right? Then the second step is that whether it is predictive or not. Third step also, you have identified that what data you have, what data you require for this, and then you collect the data in the fourth step. After collecting the data, you have organized the data. Okay. How do you organize? You create a data set into various categories. You categorize the data. Okay. And once you categorize the data, and after collecting the data, you can now train the model. All AI is trained with the data. Okay. So the first step is solve the problem with AI is to collect the data required to train the data, where you will collect the actual data, collect the variety of data in huge volumes from all possible sources. And then the step 5 comes where you organize data, which is very critical because organizing data is very important step, because you have to, with the organization, it will help you in building the model. And you can train the AI to learn and to predict, or maybe categorize in this case like dog and mob, which I will show you. So we need to collect a large volume of data, and we need to also do a step in which in the data analytics sometime you might have learned called cleaning the data. First, cleaning data means error in the data, incomplete data, or data with some error input and output. So you have to remove those data, organize into groups and classes. So large volume of data will provide a more accurate training to the AI model, and more accurate outcome and desired outcome can come with accuracy. So the step of cleaning and organizing the data required, this is the last step of training the model. So the when you are doing or training the model, which I will show you now with the help of this. I'm taking the example here is a computer vision, as I told. And computer vision is the name of the AI train, which uses images and the videos, not only the videos, but also the images. So AI algorithm, which is trained using the data in the form of image and videos, are called computer vision. Okay. So computer vision steps we are going to use to build an AI model, and which is from 4th, 5th, and 6th steps, which I said, collect image and video data, which is in the form of image and video, and then organize or clean the data, and then train the model with those data. Remember the rotten apple in the farm and the warehouse? So, which we have done. So more number of, suppose if you want to train an AI model to identify a bad apple from the rotten apple, so you will have 2 class of apples. One is bad apple and one is the other one is the, so what you have to do is you have to now collect all sets of images of bad apple. Now, bad apple doesn't look like only bad apple, looks like only one particular picture can train the data and say that if it looks exactly like this, it's a bad apple. So there will be n number of example of bad apple, right? So you have to collect pictures of apples in all shape. Maybe it is D-shaped, or it's a different color or something like that. Maybe the from every angle. So all possible pictures of rotten apple, if you can feed it or if you can use it to train your AI, better is your result. Okay. So the training data, which is an image, more kind of, as I said, high volume of data you're using. So you have to use here 2 kind of classes of data. A bad images of all the type of bad images, possible bad images of the apples you get it. And one kind of a data, which is good apples. How does a good apple look like? So you have to create 2 class. One class is to classify the good apple, which will take the characteristic of good apple. And one class of the data will be the rotten apple pictures. Okay, I'll show you all these things. So we will be using this tool called Teachable Machine with google.com to build a computer vision model. Okay. Before that, I will just take you to the exercise which I'm going to show you now on the platform. So before I show you, let me show you the problem and what problem I have taken. I will be using the 3-step approach for building a computer vision model. And this is a AI model which I'm going to create to classify a dog and a mob, which I told you already. Okay. Next, I've collected certain pictures, not huge, but some pictures I've collected. So we will do this exercise now. And the first step is by collecting the pictures. And let me first tell you the step, then I will go to the the platform and I will show you by doing it. Okay, just give me a few seconds. So in this exercise, what I have done is we have collected the data. We've collected all sort of pictures of dogs. Dogs comes in various varieties, various sizes. There will be, and then again the pictures also of the dogs can be different. You can have a picture of a dog, one dog, and there will be a picture where you will have a group of dogs. There will be a picture of a dog with the grasses, and there will be a picture of a dog with some kind of a background. There will be a picture of a dog which you have collected which has no background, right? So some there can be a dog which is holding a leash in the mouth, right? But leash is not a, or maybe holding a ball in the mouth. Okay, some like that. So dog can have a background. It can be holding a leash. It can be walking. It can be group of dog. A dog with no background. Dog with a different variety, small, big. The idea is when we collect training data, these are all training data. We are going to get all possible kind of scenarios. That's why I'm telling you this, and I show you this picture. And variety of different dogs, so that we can teach the AI to identify a dog, whatever kind of data a dog input we show it. So we now next, so we are the exercise is to classify dog as dog and mob as mob. So all possible varieties of data in all scenarios we have taken and collected. Okay, all pictures. The next thing is to collect the mob pictures. Here we can see the two different mob pictures. The one is on the floor. It is actually cleaning a spill. You can see in this picture. And a different kind of a mop, which you have different colors of mop, different kinds of handles, all kinds of things you have to collect. Again, similarly like a dog, right? You have to collect different mop pictures, okay? And now there are also something which where you have certain kinds of similarities, right? The similarity, like there are some dogs which look like mop, right? Long of lot of hairs and all. So we need to include these dogs as in your training data also. So here is a dog which you can recognize, but it's a kind of a tricky. You could use this to test your model once it is done. So I'm going to use now Teachable Machine with google.com as no code AI platform to build your AI. And I'm going to follow the steps. So let me just go to the thing. Just give me a few seconds. Just go to the platform now. Just give me a few seconds. I'll open the site and show you. So can you all see it? Can anybody tell me?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So this is a site. I've given the address of the URL of the site in your chat box. So Teachable Machine with google.com, free of cost. So I've already logged in. Okay. So this is a Teachable Machine. You have new project. You can store your old project also. All those kinds you can learn on your own. So let me say that I want. So here you can see that it can basically use two categories of project. One is the existing project, which I might have stored in the drive, but in this case, I have not stored. And I can open an existing and work on the similar project many times. Or I can open a new project. It can be an image project. So you can teach a AI model on the basis of image. The image can be from any sources. You can also use audio data, okay, sound data also. Or you can also use a image which can be from a webcam or something like that. Okay, so I will take an image project here. Okay, so now I'm going to go here. So you can see now this is my simple 3-step process. I have here two classes. I have taken the example to classify dogs and mops. Okay. I'm sorry, I was not able to collect so much of data. So because the data what I have in my hard drive, the hard drive crashed few days back. So I had collected actually huge amount of data, and I could have trained the AI, because as I said that the accuracy of the result of AI model, even with the coding and no coding, depends on the volume of data, depend on the kind and variety of data you are feeding, volume and variety of data of all scenarios. So let me just rename this as dog. I will classify. So I have two class, dog and mops. So I'll write it as dogs, and then I can upload the using a weblog, but I will just go here and I will choose the image from the file. Give me a second. This will not be so good, but then at least you will have an idea that what how you can use it. So I'll go here and so I have here a few pictures of dogs. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take all these pictures one by one and upload. So I have very few images. I have not taken much. But as I said, if you have a better, good volume of data and variety, it will be better. So the next class is mobs. Again, I'm going to go here and I'm going to upload some pictures which I have stored in mob. Select all and upload. So now I have two sets of data, if you can see here, dogs and mobs. Okay. I'm going to train the model now. Simple, nothing I'm going to do. Just I've feeded the data, classified as two classification here, and I'm going to click on this. It's going to take few seconds. Okay. So it's now training the data. Now you can see here. So I will use the file and take one test data and see how can it predict. Just give me a second. So I'm going to go to the dog and take the test data. Okay. And let me see what it says. So now I have uploaded a data. Okay. Now, see here. The accuracy is, it is saying it is 100% mob, though it is not. Why? Because the volume of data which I've feeded is not enough to train the data well. Okay, so let me try something else now. I will take some other data. But maybe I'll go to mob. See, 100% accuracy, it's saying that mob. See, the thing is, what I'm trying to tell you is that I'm trying to tell you that how you can feed the data. And I will give you a better example after this. And it is an initial example. You can train the data with this particular images or the set of image data. More volume of data, variety of data you put is the good, way. Let's say, let me take my photo and let me say, and this is my input. See, it's trying to find out whether I'm a dog or a mob. Right. You can see it's like, Maybe because of hairs and all, it is trying to tell that it is a mob. It's 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 difficult for AI, predicting, but still 87 or 88% it is saying it's mob. Why? The reason being, I hear the problem has happened that I should, if I want 100% accuracy, I will keep on adding the picture and training the data. So the very important part is, if you want to solve a particular problem, you need to identify what are the various kinds of data which you should feed, so that if you put, suppose in this case, give you a better result. Okay, the result or the outcome of that. Okay, so this is one example. We'll take one more example. Okay, any questions so far? So far so good. Let me give you one good example, and then this was an example to show you that if the data and the variety of data is not accurate, it may give you a wrong result also, because we nowadays talk a lot about AI biasness and all. It's not biased, but then still it can do that. So let me go back to my PPT. Okay. We're fine. Let me share. Okay, so this example is a very simple and thing to understand the thing. I so have given you this. So this is what it was. Now let's take a one more challenge, which is little perfect than what I was telling you. So let's take one uh, exercise to build a computer vision model, which we are trying to do. So let's go past this dog and mop example, and let's work with a real business problem. Let's say that this is a business problem. I'm saying a tire manufacturer wanted to check for defects in the tire to improve the manufacturing quality. You all know that in a production process, all the company who want to uh, ultimately send the finished good to the wholesaler or to the retailers wants that their product should be defect free, and they produce in volumes. It is not possible humanly to go and check each product. Even in the car also, they take one random car from the entire sample and they bang it and check the safety process and all. Not necessary that if you check one car, the other car won't have a problem, but they assume that from a lot, if one particular lot, from one sample, if we take from the entire population and we test it, then every single unit in that particular population will be have the same kind of a problem or no problems. So this is a problem of a tire manufacturing company which want to check whether there is a defect in the tire to improve the manufacturing quality. So your job is given to build an AI using no code AI to solve this business problem. Same platform I will use. The main problem, as I told in the last case also, is the data. That what is the data and where do you get this data, and huge volume of data, variety of data to build accurate model, right? So if you see here, these are the pictures of the tire from the manufacturing process, and the computer vision uses the images, right? So we are using the computer vision here to solve this particular problem. So we will be now building a computer vision AI model, and we will use the steps which we have used earlier also. And it starts with the collection of data, which is required to train the model. So what we have to do here is we have to collect lots and lot of pictures of tires from the manufacturing process. This is a first step. And you can get this picture from the internet also, or open data sets. I will be using a site called Kaggle, where you have a huge data set, image, numbers, or whatever data set you want. You can get it from there. So now we have to train the model with this, with the data set of good tires, 2 classes, and bad tires pictures. The tires with defects. So you have to collect all the picture, organize the group pictures of all the good tires in the good class and defective tires in the defective class, and then train the model in the platform. Okay, so I'm going to use this particular site, and this particular site is called the Kaggle, and this site has all kind of pictures and a huge database. It's an open source, and you don't have to search the net for the pictures and all those kinds, right? And You can get it from this particular site. I will show you that particular site also, and we will basically this particular site contain all kind of public data set, which doesn't have any copyright issue also. So I can find in Kaggle images of tire data set, which I'll show you after this, and it has 1,000, and that is your work. I will not take you, I will show you the site, tell you the process, you do it, and you tell me. Okay, maybe if we have time in this particular session itself, okay, I don't think, but we will see if we have time. If we don't have time, I will tell you the site, you download the data set, I will show you also how to download. You have to download the thousands of images of good tires and bad tires. The site will look like this. You have to log into the Kaggle, you have to search the data, and when you set the tire texture image, you will get this. You can download this 742 MB. That means it has a huge data set of good tires and bad tires, oxidized or cracked tires, which will, if you download it and you open it, you will see all kinds of things, right? And so all these you can add in the GitHub repo also. If you have learned the GitHub, you can do in repository of GitHub also. You can now you have to go to the teachable machine with google.com and organize the data into 2 groups. One is a good tire group, another is a bad tire group. This exercise you all have to do. Okay, if you do it, you will understand this code very well. And when you have classed, what you have to do is, when you have downloaded, upload all the good tires into this and upload all the bad tires pictures into this, images into this. And now the train, because you have a huge volume of data which you download from this, it will give you 100% confidence, 100% accuracy when you test a particular data. And this is where you will learn how you can train data with a better set of data sets, train AI model. Okay. Now, how do you understand the no-code AI ecosystem? I included this particular topic because one of my friend, I was talking to her. She is a very senior manager in one of the big IT firm, and I was telling that no-code AI tool. I've learned this and all, and I asked her that what are the other things which a person should know apart from how to use this platform. She said it's very important to make them understand the ecosystem of no-code AI. So I thought, okay, let me, use this. So ecosystem means we know that AI, no code AI platform can solve a predictive problem, right? And you know the answer, but you can't do it because of the limitation you have. So a no code AI, how many no code AI tools are there actually in the environment? In how many companies have come out with it, and how many companies are using it? What is the landscape of no code AI tool, and is it used or not? Okay, what makes a one particular no code AI tool different from the other? And it is the type of, basically everything depends on the type of data you are feeding to train the AI. Okay, so also we also need to know that uh, what are the different AI platform, no code AI platform you can use for different set of data. For example, the voice data, the number data, and the image data. Image data, I showed you the best platform, which is Teachable Machine with google.com. Okay. But what about object? So I will tell you about this. So it is a, so what makes the thing is that image data, like for example, if you have an image data called, so image data already I have explained you. But if you are using something like words, and words are used to train NLP, like natural language processing, you are making a chatbot which need to hear a sentence and use natural language processing domain of AI and understand what you are trying to say. It's not about, so audio, so the conversational one, the conversational AI. What about the numbers? So you can, for that you can use Google Natural Language AI, IBM Watson. Sway AI is also very, very popular nowadays. Voice Flow, these are the tool which has many, many features free of cost. Then what if you're using numbers? If your input is in the, or data is in the form of numbers, or maybe you're importing it from spreadsheets. Okay, you can even use machine learning. So how do you do that? So if you are using numbers, then you can go to these platform, Akio, Data Robot, Microsoft Azure AI. That is also a very good one. So the kind of data you are using, it is numbers, text, or audio. Depending on that, you have to use a particular platform. So no code AI tool for voice and text, no code AI tool for number. You should know which are the one. No code AI tools are also available to solve a problem for specific industry problem. Like for example, no code AI for agriculture. Okay, no code. As I said, what kind of data, that is again one. So this all again I have told you the number format and all. So no code AI for agriculture. No code AI is available uh, for building agriculture problem. You can use no code AI business problem, solving agriculture business problem, as like IBM, Microsoft Azure, Google, Amazon. They have industry specific no code AI tools. Okay. And you have to find out which one is the right tool for you to solve your business problem. Okay. So now if you want to learn how to pick up a no code AI tool that is right for your business, ask yourself three questions. One, that as you know that data, everything starts from the data. The first question is, what training data do you have? Okay. What kind of data you have? And first begin with looking at what data you have that can help you in solving your business problem. It's not about that I should get this data. Do you have that data? And what is the format of data? Is it an image of your product, or it is a kind of a defect or abnormality like tier 1, which I told you? Is it a video of your work process that you want to improve, or is it a number of their account or revenue or customer revenue you want to improve, or is it a text showing the customer feedback, review, support, or a complaint also, anything like that? So you need no code AI tool that work best for the type of data you have. So in case if you have numbers, you should pick a no code AI tool that works with machine learning. If you have image or video, just like the one which I've showed you, you should pick up a no code AI tool that works with computer vision. If you have word and text, you should pick a no code AI tool that works with NLP, natural language processing. So with each type of AI, there are several kind of no code AI option or platform available. So first question is, ask what kind of data you have, number, text, image. Depending on that, if it is number, use machine learning. If it is image or video, use computer vision AI tool. no code AI tool. If it is text, then no code AI tool, which is working with NLP. And the second question is, what industry do you work in? You get to solve a unique problem specific to a unique industry using a certain kinds of no code AI tool. So look for a no code AI tool that work for your business. Okay. That work for the business or the kind of data. For example, you are in bank. Okay. So this is one which I told you. For example, suppose you are in a bank. Okay. You are working in the bank. So what kind of data will you have? You'll have most of the data which is in the numerical format. Okay. Like for example, like this. So what kind of industry, the second question, very important, is that what kind of industry we need to know whether the AI tool platform which you're using is specific to that industry. You know, somebody like teachable machine will use all kind of industry. It will help you with that. Even Microsoft Azure also. Third question is, what is the functional area of your working? Whether it is marketing, HR, production, or service, whatever it is. So we look for no code AI tool that work with the machine learning. We can pick up with a no code AI tool like Akio. Akio is very good. Okay. You can enter the data set as training data and click predict and get the AI tool out within minutes if you have numbers. Like I am just showing you some example. Let me see if I get a chance, I will show you the sample on Akio. So it is a, you can get the public data set, as I said, from a platform called Kaggle. You can download even the number. So what I have done is shown you picture here is the data set of a telecom company, which I've uploaded. And you can, this is a data set to understand whether the customer is going to leave a telecom company based on the company providing a paperless billing service. The company said that we will stop sending you the, company has changed the process of sending the bill to the customer. They said that now we will not send a paper bill to the customer address. We will just send a email, or you can go to the website and check the paperless billing. Will that reduce their customers? Because there will be a certain set of customers not so comfortable with technology or digital billing. So that particular problem you can solve. So this is also one exercise which I want you people to solve the exercise. So what is the future of no code AI? The future is that there are a lot of job roles which are involved in no code AI to build customer solutions. By learning the no code AI, there are certain potential future roles which you can get. Like for example, you can become a data business owner. If you're in a business, you don't need to go for the problem of coding and all. You can become even a data engineer with a coding language, no problem. You can get data ready for AI by cleaning, wrangling, validating for quality. You can also become AI manager, AI product manager. There are so many posts. Quality assurance, where you can use that, like I tired example I have given you. You can become a data and AI architect, which can work on fitting no code AI tool into different data architect of an overall company, right? So another thing is also you can become an AI center of excellence. These are certain roles which are existing in companies now. MLOP is also IT teams that manages the tools that track the version of AI model that improves on AI model. You can use both coding and no code AI tool in that, and you can become like, you can use it in every field. So before you invest in no code AI tool, it is very, very important. These are all certain no code AI, famous platform like Akio, all these Sway AI, all those. Okay. So it is very important before you invest or you buy a services or subscribe for no code AI platform tool. Uh, you should know whether you want to build a no code AI platform for yourself, or do you want to host your data and use the other person, other company platform on their own server or own server. All these kinds of three different things you have to decide on your own. Okay. So I'm going to end it over here, and I'm going to just take you through some more example before we wind off this course. This thing. So I'll take you to the Kaggle and show you the exercise which I want you people to do it. Okay. Just give me a few seconds. I'll show Akio also to you, where you can work with the numeric data. Okay, so let me first take you to Kaggle. Okay, Kaggle is a public data set. So I want you all, if you want to really try this, try to solve the business exercise which I gave you. So you can go to Kaggle first. Okay, this is a Kaggle public data set, and you can search for tire. I've already done it and kept it here. So you can write tire texture or anything. You'll get this. And you click on this. You'll get a huge volume of data set. You can see here, these are all description given. These are all training data set. You can freely download this. Download this, I will not do it. You can download this on the Kaggle. Go to Teachable Machine with google.com. Make two classes, good tire and bad tire, and upload the data from here, which you have downloaded. So many data sets. It's a huge volume. And with 100% accuracy, you can now classify good data from bad data. Okay. So this is one. The next one, which I want to show you, is Akio. Can you see? Can anybody tell me? Akio, can you see this?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so in Akio, let me see if I have a solved problem. I don't know whether I can log in. So you have to create a login. Yeah, it's there. So you can see here now, I told you that you can create a sentimental model, like this I created a long time back, where I just created a sentimental model to analyze a Flipkart data into sentiments, whether the reviews which are collected in the data set can be, categorized as positive, negative, and all. So you have all these here. All these are see here, you can see as the data is pulled out from the social networking site. And you can see the data is so inaccurate. So even with the inaccurate data, the AI can work. Like you can't understand here, somebody is written at switch food, something, something. Oh, that is bumper. So some different kinds spellings, different kinds of words people use nowadays. Need a hug. You can't understand whether the need a hug is a positive or a negative sentiment. But here we can train the data to understand. And here, see, you can see here data cleaning is also there. So I'm not going to go more into it. So I will just show you the last one, which I was giving you example. You can do that. You can just go to Akio, okay? And in the Akio, in the Kaggle first you go, okay? You go to Kaggle. And in the Kaggle, I want you to download the telco customer churn. So when you go to telco customer churn, you will get a huge database, the numerical database. Download this one. Okay. After you download this, so I'm not going here. I will go to, because see, Teachable one is really good when you are working with, vision, computer, image data. Can you hear me? Yeah. So I'll go to Akio. Can you see, all of you? Can you see Akio?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, madam.
Akio, what I'm doing is I'm going here. You can see here all these are my previous projects. So you can see I've already done what. So I have this entire data which is already cleaned, and I have a data where I have customer ID, gender, senior citizens, partner, the variety of data, dependent, tenure, all kinds. And then I want to use this as a variable, which is churning, which I've already done. So I will not be able to do it again. What you can do is you can just take this data, okay, and you can just train the AI model and choose the variable. The variable here, what we are choosing is paperless billing. And you have done a survey where you have asked the customer whether they will want a paperless billing or not. And you got yes and no. And based on that, you find out whether if you implement, what is the chances of the customers leaving your service. Churning means the customer leaving your service. What will be the rate of attrition over there? So here you can see that the people who have said no, the 73.5% of chances that they will leave your service if you discontinue the paper billing. And there's a chances that people who say yes, 26.5%. So this is how you can just use the numerical data, this particular platform. What I'm trying to tell you is that if you use a particular platform, you can build up a project, say I can create a new flow. All these I have done. I've done a year of forecasting also, I can show you. Okay, fine. I will not show you because it requires actually 2-3 classes to do that. Here's the text classification, the sentiment analysis I have done. If you can see here, certain data. This is the student feedback which I've put in my cases. Whenever I was teaching, I took the student feedback and I put on certain projects we have done, and we try to categorize. We try to train the model. So for text and number data also, this AQ is very good. For vision table, teach table with google.com is a good one. Okay, so I'm going to stop it here, and I'm going to take a, okay, 1 minute, just a minute. Huh? Okay, now can you, it's open for question. I hope you learned something out of it. So can you please, if anybody has a question, please do that. Whatever exercises I have told you, some sample like tire exercise, do that. Do the exercise of getting some numerical like telco churn, you can do that exercise, or any other exercise you do and learn yourself. This is also going to help you with coding. You know that how will you develop a code to train AI? Yes. Any question?
Ma'am,
Yeah.
in case of tire industry,
Hmm.
so you got the photos of 1,000 tires. So who will classify them as a good tire and a bad tire?
So in Kaggle, already that data, organization is already done. See, first thing is you collect the data. I have
Okay.
collected the good tire data and bad tire data. Then the second step is clean the data and classify, organize the data. So after cleaning the data which was not very clear and not so good, I just clean and remove those data. And then I created the, classified data, organized the data, the good data into good data class and bad data into bad. That is available in Kaggle. You have to do that. Then
Or else,
only
if the classification is not available in the Kaggle, ma'am, then I have to see each photo and type there as good. And if it is a bad tire, I have to type as a bad tire. That
no,
way,
no,
I
no,
will
no.
do it for all 1,000 tires.
No, 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 no. It is available. Classification is available. It's a ready data.
In case if it is not available, in that case, ma'am,
No.
for any data set,
Ah.
for any data set, if the classes are already not defined in the Kaggle,
Hmm.
then I have to visit.
What I'll tell you in the organization, suppose let's take this as a business problem where we're not using Kaggle. We have a factory where we are manufacturing tires. So what we do is, if we want to use it, what we are going to do is we will collect the data of, keep on collecting. It is not in one day you will do it. You will have the pictures of, obviously every company, when there is a defect in the tire, they take up image of that, or they take a data of that and they record it somewhere and they keep it. That data you have to use. If data is not available, then you cannot. Then at the same time, you need to have a classification of good data also, because you need to train the AI to classify good data from bad data. So for that good data, you can take it. So basically, the thing is, in the company cases, already every company will create a record, mostly in the form of the image. When a tire is returned, or when in a lot, when they see that, oh, there's a defect, they take a picture and they say, okay, this is a defect which has come out of this lot. So in a company data set is not a problem. But in a personal case, it's a problem. That's the reason why I gave you that site, a public data site, because data is very important. Where you can find, if you try to search in the internet, it's a very difficult task. Accuracy is also very difficult. Prediction is also not accurate. Yeah, any other question? Okay, students, try to solve this. Okay, it is very helpful. Let me tell you, I have a lot of industry friends. I consult them before coming to your class or before taking any session, especially the sessions like this, right? Because see, when you are trained in a college or in a training center, you'll be trained on specific procedures. But when you are dealing with a particular kind of a session like this, here the experience and also the output the input which we get from the industry. So I have a lot of friends, because I worked in ITC Infotech. I have a lot of friends who are in IT. And even my daughter's friends are also there. I asked them that, okay, fine, can you tell me that if a person learn no code AI, is it helpful for them to get a job? And really, they tell that it is an added advantage. I'm not saying that you should know only no code AI. No code AI help you in understanding the process of building code. At least you should learn that how do you make a code, and for that, is there any platform where I can understand the process? See, if you don't understand the process, how will you build a solution with a code? So this is a very important one. And today, even certain companies ask their employees, even the coders, to learn no code AI platform first, to develop the coding, correct coding, as I told you already. So now I want you people, if you don't have any questions or any doubt, can you please make sure that, okay, write that what you want. I wanted to actually talk also about conversational and generative AI, which is a talk of the town now. So how the generative AI, like for example, predefined GPTs, then open AI, that is also a concept. Conversational AI, those are the branches, because you will be learning technical things in your center. I want to touch upon these things like open AI, conversational AI, and the generative AI. So tell me in the chat box that what do you want your next session to be on? Yeah, somebody has written, Vinayak is writing why we learn the programming, because no code AI is loving. See, the answer is simple. If the GPT-3 and GPT-4, 5, 10, 15, so many things is coming up, do you think they will need a programmer? But then again, the question comes. I showed you also what are the position if you learn code. See, ultimately, the idea is not to remove a certain position. Maybe you know what happens after certain years. It will still come. It is not yet come. But there will be a time when the company will say, we don't need programmer. We have open AI. We can train AI to develop programs, write codes. But at the same time, the human expertise are required to build those applications. At present, for next at least in India, in the next 5-6 years, it won't go. But the companies are giving added advantage to those people who learn. I teach my management students who have no knowledge of coding this, and they love it, and they solve a lot of business problem using this. Okay, Chat GPT. Okay, Chat GPT is one of the application. I will take the open AI and conversational, and I will add NLP also in that, natural language processing also into that, so that you get a good overview of everything. Okay. Any other suggestion, girls? or maybe any other topic. I don't mind if you say no, AI is too much. We want to learn something else also. We can go for that. Cloud computing maybe, or something like that. Okay, so done for the day. Okay. If there's no question, we can wind up, Shweta ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Yes. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, fine. Okay, Prashant, AI application also I will tell you, and we will talk about generative AI with demo. Okay, fine. Thank you. Good night to all of you.
Yeah. Thank you, ma'am. Good night.